So does Valerian actually improve sleep? Let's figure that out today. Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. This is Strong Wellness. Today we're talking about something quite interesting, maybe not on your radar, but that's a natural sleep aid called valerian root. So I've talked about many different sleep aids on my channel, from chamomile tea to GABA to magnesium glycinate. But today we have an interesting topic, one that has some skepticism around it, and I'm going to see whether it's worth the hype or whether you should skip it and maybe try something else. So let's get into it today. So what is valerian root? So valerian root is a perennial herb native to Europe and Asia. The root is traditionally dried and used in teas and tinctures, but it can be in a capsule form, and that's how I take it now. One thing that you should be wary about is it smells pretty bad. That's just what I've been told, and that's what it says online, that it smells. But don't worry, it's supposed to come that way. But I was a little bit shocked when I opened the capsule and I first took it, and I was like, whew, this smells pretty bad. But this valerian herb or root has been used for centuries as a sedative and sleep aid, even dating back to ancient Greece and Rome. So the main reasons people use this is because it's a natural alternative to sleeping pills. Claims from online sources and studies have suggested that it improves sleep quality, helps with falling asleep faster, and reduces nighttime wake-ups. It also sometimes is used for anxiety and restlessness. And as somebody who's an anxious person and who has anxiety, when I heard this, I was like, okay, I'll give this a try, and we'll see if this really works. But let's get into what the science says. There are 3 studies that I want to talk about, and I always mention studies in my videos because I want to talk about the actual science behind it and not just my anecdotal experience or the experience of other people online. But the first study I want to talk about is a meta-analysis from Systematic Reviews from 2020, which looked at 60 plus studies on valerian for sleep. The results, inconsistent findings. Some show improvement in sleep quality, others show no effect. So the conclusion was valerian might help, but evidence isn't strong or consistent. A study from Phytomedicine from 2006 was a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial with 100 participants. Valerian showed modest improvements in sleep latency, falling asleep faster, but effects were subtle and not dramatic. Cochrane Review from 2007 reviewed multiple trials. Again, the conclusion, no definitive evidence that valerian is effective as a sleep aid. So possible placebo effects and individual variability, and effects may take up to 2 to 4 weeks of daily use. So I've been taking it for about 2 to 3 weeks now. So it looks like I need a longer runway, but these studies, really nothing conclusive. So, okay, this is the fun part of the video, for me at least, but this is my own personal experience with taking valerian root. And just quick disclaimer, it's not going to be that exciting, but I've been taking 3 capsules at bedtime, as the bottle suggests. I'm halfway through the bottle right now, so I've been taking it for around 10 days. Unfortunately, I haven't felt much. I really wanted it to work, but I haven't felt any change, no noticeable relaxation, and my sleep really hasn't changed at all. I've been even taking this alone and then with my chamomile tea and then taking it with magnesium glycinate just to see if stacking it would do anything, or just taking alone would do anything, because ultimately I wanted to see if just it by itself would do anything, and nothing. I'm not getting any results. So one thing I wanted to note is that it costs 30 Canadian dollars, and that's for 60 capsules. So if it says to take 3 at night, that means you'll go through them in about 20 days. And considering how expensive it is and how I run out of it in 20 days and it doesn't show any results, I don't think I can keep this one up. I'll give it a little bit of a longer runway, as the research suggests. It might take 2 to 4 weeks for it to start working, but that's a long time. That's a lot of money to sink into this. So just as like an initial experiment, I would say that it failed. But I'll finish the bottle just to be sure, but I personally can't recommend it right now, and I'd suggest you try something else like chamomile or magnesium glycinate, or something that has more research behind it and has actually been proven to promote relaxation and sleep. Okay, here are my final thoughts to conclude the video, but while valerian root may not work for some people, the research is mixed, so I would suggest trying yourself if you've really exhausted all of your options and you want to try anything that may help with relaxation, sedation, and just helping with overall sleep, whether that be waking up in the middle of the night or just going to sleep faster. If you're looking for a gentle, effective herb for sleep, I recommend trying chamomile tea instead of valerian root. And the reason why is because it's cheaper, it's widely loved, and I personally feel calm within 20 to 30 minutes of taking it. So my own anecdotal experience is that it does work and I do feel the effects. So everyone's body is different. So feel free to experiment, just manage your expectations and start small, because none of these are a magic solution to sleep and relaxation, but there's others that work better than others, for lack of a better word. So if you tried valerian root or other natural sleep remedies or aids, drop a comment and let me know what's worked for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And this is Strong Wellness, where we like to experiment with everything, and I really appreciate you watching. So peace. See you in the next video.